So you own or like the Meteor 350, but you're tempted by the looks of another.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings.
Let me help you. I've just changed from my Meteor 350, which I owned for 2.5 years, to the 650, which I've now owned for a month.
Always know.
And the simple truth is that I'm still in love and miss my Royal Enfield 350 Meteor very much. There's very much more that this bike does better than the 650. In this video, I will detail my transition between the two bikes and highlight what problems I have experienced along the way. It has not been a bed of roses. The first problem is that I'm on tiptoes on the 650, whereas on the 350 I could sit on the bike and be flat-footed. I feel a little bit deceived. The 350 manufacturer's specification seat height is 765 millimeters, whereas the 650 is 740 millimeters, so therefore 25 millimeters lower. And the reason I'm on tiptoes when the bike is 25 millimeters lower is because the seat is wider, the tank is wider, and the engine is wider, and therefore it's very difficult to put your legs straight down. So my advice to you is, if you're struggling for height on the 350, don't even consider the 650. I investigated lowering the Showa front forks, but because they are inverted forks and at different widths all the way down, it really looks impossible to lower them. And I have seen on various Facebook groups that people have swapped out the stock rear suspension to 25 millimeters lower, but this doesn't sit with me either, because this would make it impossible to use the center stand again. And that is one of my favorite things on a motorbike, is the center stand, for ease of washing and maintaining the bike. So for me it's just a case of grin and bear it, and I can bear it. Just. But the consequences are I've nearly dropped the bike about 3 times now due to loose tiptoe contact on dry, dusty, gravelly roads. And now on to the second problem, which is the bike's turning circle. The only thing it hasn't got is a good turning circle. It's useless. It's about half of what I could achieve on the 350. It's very annoying and it catches me out many times. Oh, it's got such a bad lock, this bike. That's one thing I miss about my 350. And I really don't understand the reason why Royal Enfield restricted the movement of the handlebars. And now we'll move on to the comfort of the bike. To keep it short, the 350 is much more comfortable for the rider and the pillion. This is due to softer rear shocks and a softer seat. I know that I could have opted, and I can still change to the touring seat, but to me it totally changes the look of the bike and doesn't give it that bobber look that I actually love about my current bike. In the coming days, I will attempt to fit a gel pad to my current seat and make a video of the process, something to look forward to. Up next, the fuel economy. This is what I'm currently achieving on the 650. 22.56 kilometers per litre, or 63.7 miles per gallon UK gallon, or 53 miles per gallon US gallon. And here are the results of my regular fuel economy from my 350 Meteor. 40 kilometers per litre, a staggering 113 miles per gallon UK gallon, or 94 miles per gallon US gallon. My recent 2-day 1,600 kilometer trip came in handy for my maths class, and they worked out it would have been 1,118 baht cheaper, or about £26 cheaper, for me to run the 350 than the 650. And obviously service costs are cheaper on the 350 also, using 1 less litre of oil due to the cooling system. A few more things I would like to tell you about the differences between the two bikes before we wrap up this video. And the first one is, I think to be a 650 rider you need to be an advanced rider, whereas in the 350 it's just an easy, carefree riding style bike. It's so light, it's so agile, there's nothing to think about. Just jump on and enjoy yourself. Where the 650 is a bit of a beast, to be honest. It can catch you out, and therefore you need experience of riding a big bike. Don't think it's going to be an easy transition, because on the 350 I would drive pretty much flat out everywhere I go, where on this beast, the 650, you really have to control that throttle, because it can get you into trouble easily. Last of all, goodbye to my open-faced helmet. It's impossible pretty much with the 650, because you're travelling so much faster, whether you would like to or not. It's a fast bike, you're going to ride it fast, and therefore you need a closed helmet. Because I haven't travelled over 100 kilometers per hour or over 70 miles per hour for so long, I'd actually forgotten the power of the wind speed. I have pointed out my obvious advantages of the 350 over the 650. Maybe some of you have different experiences. Please let me know. Please comment. I am slowly growing to love this bike as much as my 350. It's taken a while. The 350 was such a good bike to beat, to be honest. And there's a lot of difference and a lot of similarities, right? The controls are exactly the same. The handlebars, the speedo, the clock, the tripper, exactly the same. So it looks like the same bike. The mirrors are the same. The handles are the same. But be warned, there's a beast lurking underneath that needs discipline and control. This video is dedicated to my Royal Enfield 350 Meteor. The fun times and adventures we had together, spanning 2.5 years and 20,000 kilometers. Sadly, the new owner had a mishap after 2 days of ownership. Luckily, the dash cam was fitted, proving a car pulled in front of him. There you can see my hand in the front camera. Goodbye 350, hello 650. a full review coming soon.